Okay, we're all ready to make the nut milk. I grew up in Europe, so the Mediterranean diet is something that I grew up on. And okay, this is the final result. This is the salad. So delicious. Inspired to create new dishes. Good morning and welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a lovely time. I was not planning on vlogging today, but I cycled this morning for about 35 minutes. I did 7.5 miles. And I thought, why not take you guys along with me to show you exactly what I'm eating during the day to get back to my normal weight. Some of you may know, I came back from Europe, summer vacation. I grew up in Europe, so the Mediterranean diet is something that I grew up on, and it's honestly the best diet for my body specifically. I maintain a certain weight, I look the same, I don't have any fluctuations when it comes to like how I look, how I feel, so I want to maintain that here in the States as well. Coming back here, I usually just treat myself on a few items that I would never do when I'm in Europe. And I really don't want to do that now because I am currently at 142 pounds, which is not my regular weight. I'm usually a 135-pound girl, 63 kilogram kind of situation. So I really want to get back to my regular weight. I am fasting. I normally fast for about 16 hours a day. In the morning, I just like have water, I have my matcha on occasion, and a smoothie. And then I eat like around after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's when I want to show you guys exactly what I'm eating to get back to my regular weight, which I know it's possible. It's probably going to take me about 2 weeks to do so. And yeah, it's really exciting to do this, and I just wanted to bring you guys along because it's honestly one of my favorite things to do. Watching what I eat, shopping, like picking out items that I would normally eat, not order anything online. I'm obviously going to treat myself. I'm not denying that, especially like this week I have a few dinners to go to. So, but always within the means. And yeah, I just thought I would start this video here. And last night, I made oat milk, but today I'm also going to show you guys how to make my favorite nut milk. It's usually a mix of almonds, oats, macadamia nuts, and whatever you have on hand. It's super easy, super simple. You can use it on anything. You can use it on your matcha, coffee, in your smoothies, of course, and it's super affordable to make. You don't have to buy the store-bought ones, which have a ton of sugar, and you can just make it on your own. You can always add like maple syrup and stuff, but I'll show you guys in a bit. So I have to take a shower, change, and get some work done, and I will see you when I make the milk. Okay, we're all ready to make the nut milk. We have some macadamia nuts here. We have some unsalted cashews, which I love, and I'm gonna add some of these rolled oats. I don't have almonds today, but this is perfect. We'll do without it. I have a cheesecloth here and a strainer, which I will use to strain this all once I'm done. And I do have water. We're gonna all blend it here, and we're gonna strain it, and we're gonna put it in the fridge so it cools down. So I have 1/4 cup of the macadamia nuts. Put that in there. 1/4 cup of the unsalted cashews. And I think I'm gonna do, let's see, maybe 1/2 cup. I think that should be enough. I'm gonna add a bit more cashews. All right, so 2/4 cups of the cashews. I'm gonna add some water now. So So I filled the water up all the way to the rim here. Normally I do equal parts of the nuts and water, but this time around I want it to be a bit more thin. So I'm doing 1 part nut and 2 parts water. This is what it looks like once it's been blended all together, and we're gonna strain it, and with the remaining you can make like cookies or just put it in your smoothies, but I'm gonna show you. This is what it looks like. Super satisfying. This is what it looks like once everything has been strained and you have this remaining pulp here. You can save this to put it in your smoothies for extra healthy fats. It's really yum, so don't waste that. Super important. And we are left with this gorgeous milk. Nut milk. So thick. Let me show you. Get a spoon so I can show you the consistency. It's really yum. It's the perfect thickness. It smells really delicious, and you have no additives, no preservatives here. It's all fresh. Now, before you bottle this, you have the choice to add some sweetener in there. So I would say you can add honey or maple syrup, but I prefer to add neither because the shelf life is a lot longer when you don't, and you can just add that to your smoothies or your matcha or your coffee as you desire once you've combined everything together. So this is how I leave it, and now I'm gonna bottle it. Let me show you. It's the bottle. And we're just gonna slowly pour it in there. It's okay if you make a bit of a mess. I'm not using a funnel this time. There you have it. And just put a cap. Fresh nut milk. Love it. To start my day, I'm gonna have a ginger shot. I rotate between this and a turmeric shot. I don't have this one every day because it is a bit heavy on the stomach, but these are so simple to make. I make them every week. It's honestly just whole ginger, washed, lemon, and cayenne pepper, and I just jar them in these little shot jars. Super cute, and I highly recommend because it's honestly such a good start to the day. I love this. So this is what I'm gonna have today. All right, it's smoothie time. So for the smoothie, I'm gonna use these fruits that I have prepared. What's in here? I have some mangoes, some blueberries, raspberries, some strawberries. I don't think I have watermelon, but I think I might, I'm not sure. I'm gonna use half of a banana, half of an avocado for creaminess. I have 2 tablespoons of collagen, the nut milk that we made. I have some flaxseed flour and hemp seeds. And I'm missing collagen and some sort of nut butter, but I don't have it. I ran out of it, so I'm just gonna use whatever I have here. And let's make it. This is what the before looks like, and we're gonna blend it all up, and I'll show you the after. This is the after. Love the color. All right, let's fill. Oh, that looks so good. Yum. There's still some left in there. It's like a tablespoon or so, but I will finish it. So today's lunch, I think I'm gonna make a harvest bowl because I have all the ingredients I need. I have these sweet potatoes that I had made yesterday in the brick oven when I made pizza. They are so yum, so I'm gonna use these. I'm gonna boil up some quinoa I'm not gonna use kale because I have a lot of arugula outside, so I'm gonna pick some arugula from the garden and I'm gonna assemble. But first I'm gonna boil the quinoa because that's the only thing that needs a bit preparing. So I'm gonna do a cup of the quinoa and 2 cups of water. So I'm picking some of this arugula here. This isn't my favorite, but instead of buying store-bought like kale, I'd rather use this because it's a lot better. Let's just collect some. I'm gonna make a large bowl, so I'm just gonna get a lot of this. All right, I'm gonna collect this and I'll see you inside. Okay, so everything is ready for the salad. We have the sweet potato. We have half of the avocado that was left over from this morning's smoothie. Goat cheese, of course. I washed and rinsed the arugula. I'm also gonna use an apple, probably the whole thing or just half, not sure yet. The quinoa that I boiled, and that's all ready. It's cool as well. For the dressing, all we need is balsamic vinegar, olive oil, and a teaspoon of oregano. And we're gonna shake it up in here. So let's make that first. Olive oil goes in. It's about 2 tablespoons. We're gonna add balsamic vinegar. That's 1 teaspoon. Teaspoon of oregano. Lid this up. Shake it until it changes colors. So yum. All right, so arugula goes in. I'm not chopping it, I'm leaving it as is. Now I'm gonna add the remaining of the ingredients and salad should be ready. All right, this is the final product. Now I'm just gonna add the dressing. Oh, this is gonna be so yum. It already smells so fresh and yum. Okay, this is the final result. This is the salad. It smells so good. It tastes even better. I highly recommend you make this, but this is what I would normally have for lunch, like just a huge salad with everything on it. I normally rotate between salads or some sort of stew with rice on the side, but this is what I'm having today, and I think you should also give it a go because it's delicious. I'm gonna go sit outside and enjoy this now. Yum. Okay, for dinner, I'm going to make soup. I just love soup for dinner because it's super light, it's liquid, and I need to have some sort of liquid. I don't want to have anything too filling for dinner. So I'm going to use one of these squashes or pumpkins, whatever you want to call them. These are all from my garden. I think I'm going to use this one because this one is the oldest. I have these are kind of new. I still have a lot outside that I have to pick, but look how beautiful it's this one. So gorgeous. I love that. I don't even know what this one is called because I got the seeds from, I don't really remember, but I think I got them from Albania. And this pumpkin, my mother grew up eating this and I just love it so much. I have another one that's growing. I'm gonna let that one grow a bit more. But these are all so pretty, and this is the one I'm gonna use. Let's make some soup. Okay, the pumpkin is all clean. I took out the seeds, and of course, I washed, and I'm gonna save them because I'm gonna need pumpkin next year as well. So this is how I do it. I'm gonna leave them out in the sun, and they're gonna dry, and then I'm gonna store them in a very cool, dry place. We also need an onion for the soup. This is all we need. We need the squash, an onion, and I'm also gonna use bone broth. We're gonna put some olive oil. I'm just gonna saute the onion a little. While the onion is sauteing, I'm gonna add in the squash. Together. As you notice, I haven't added any spices because all I'm going to add is salt because I'm doing this with bone broth. Every spice I need is in that bone broth. So we're just gonna let this simmer here. We're gonna put the lid on and we'll wait. Squash and the onions have been sauteing in their own juices. Now I'm gonna add the bone broth. I also added some coconut milk to this because for additional flavor. I would highly recommend as well. And we're just gonna let this simmer here for about 30 minutes and then we're gonna give it a blend and it's all ready. This is what the soup looks like now. I'm gonna give it a blend and it's ready to serve. This is what it looks like. The consistency is perfect and it smells and tastes delicious. So I'm just gonna pour a bowl for myself. Yum. So good. And just to level up the soup a bit, I'm going to add some of this crème fraîche. I don't even know how to pronounce it honestly. It's French style cultured cream, which I love. And I'm just gonna add a spoonful of this right in the middle. And with that, I'm also gonna add some homemade pesto. I'm gonna use another spoon. I made this yesterday with everything fresh from the garden. And this is gonna level up the soup so much. And it's gonna be perfect. Just like that. So good. And this is the final product. It's only like 6 o'clock that I'm having this, but I'm just gonna mix this all in. So delicious. And this concludes the meals for today. Yum. Good evening. It is the end of a full day of eating. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Just to let you know that this video is for inspiration only. Every body is different and I don't want to recommend any sort of diet to any of you. This is what works for me specifically. Like I said in the beginning, I grew up with this diet. This is exactly what I'm used to eating. So I really want to get back on track. And this is what works for me specifically. So I would highly recommend using this video for inspiration only, just to get an idea of what meals look like during the day, get inspired to create new dishes. That's exactly what I do personally when I watch these videos. I just watch it for inspiration purposes only, and I really hope that you do the same. Just take everything with a grain of salt, and I just really hope that you try the recipes. And that concludes this video. I really hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.